Hello, YouTube. It's Harley here, and I'm bringing you an episode of Evony. And since last episode, I've done a little bit of work. I've got all the barracks up to level 6 and those 3 level 9s. I'm upgrading the town hall. The walls are up, so I'm building more wall stuff, whatever you want to call it. I'm loaded on resources right now, and I'll explain why. Let's build 200 more of these guys. That'll take a little bit of my wood and take a little while. Trying to fill these up with archer towers mainly. Building a few more rolling logs. Rolling logs you usually want to max out around 500. And then traps usually max out around 2,000. A Battis I think is like 1,500 or so. And then like 500 trebuchets. That's for a 5k defense. A 5k defense means a 5,000 range defense. So if you look at the range of the traps, the range is 5,000, so it's called a 5k defense whenever you have traps, abatis, and trebuchets in your walls. That makes it a 5k defense. So that's what we're going for is 5k defense. I'm not gonna. We might do some compact defense. Just ignore me right now if you don't understand. Later on in the series if I need to, but that's only if you're getting attacked. But I'm not getting attacked yet, thankfully. I mean, I don't want to get attacked, but anyways, big things happened since last episode. Finally, the clearing. I talked about the clearing before. It actually went down last night for me. So what the clearing is, they delete inactive accounts and they delete like a level 1s and 2s NPCs. As you can see, there were 3 level 3 NPCs here. They cleared those out, so now they're flats. There was that level 1 NPC where my house used to be, or my other city. They'll leave a few of them, unfortunately, but they delete most of them. It doesn't look like they deleted any inactive accounts because there's a bunch of inactive accounts right up here, and they're all still there. So that kind of stinks. But I've been taking over the flats that aren't taken over. Most of these somebody else has taken over, so I haven't bothered. There's a bunch over here I've taken over. So let me explain a little bit of what you want to do. Whenever the clearing starts, you want to find the flats that are near you and you want to cap them. That means nobody can teleport to this flat. See, I capped this flat. This flat's mine. Someone can take it over if they want it, but no one can teleport on it. And if the flats are taken over, like this one right here is taken over by somebody else, nobody can teleport there because somebody else is taking it over. So that's the whole idea of capping the flats. Now the levels of the flats are important. To be able to NPC a flat, which we will do tomorrow. I don't know if I'll record tomorrow's NPCs, but I'll try to record this NPC of the flat because it's really simple. I mean, you guys already watched me do that. It was over a course of a couple of videos. But most of these flats are like level 4s and 3s and 6s and there's level 8 right there. Like, we don't want to NPC those. We want level 5s like these guys here, and we want level 10s. So I really want this one to be a level 10. But in order to level it up to a level 10 flats, I have to let it go through maintenance. Every maintenance happens around, for me, it happens in the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning. So, but you can't be occupying that flat, if you understand. So if I occupy this flat during maintenance, it's going to stay level 8. But if I abandon this flat and then it goes through maintenance, it's going to turn to level 9. So you have to do that twice. It's really frustrating, but that's how the game works. So late tonight before I go to sleep, I'm going to abandon this flat and hope and pray nobody teleports to it between then. And then when that happens, then the next day will come and it'll be level 9. And when I wake up, I'm going to take that flat over so no one else can teleport throughout the day. And then repeat the cycle until it's level 10, or in these cases right here, hopefully these guys will abandon them soon and they'll turn into level 5s once we NPC them. To NPC a flat, what you do is you build a city, which takes a few workers and a few resources, and then you abandon the city and boom, it's going to pop down into an NPC of that level. So that's the concept of that. It's not too complicated. Taking over the flats are a little harder, but here's my troop count now. 38,000 warriors, 10,000 scouts still, and then 21,000 archers. And then I got 3 sets of farming between the ballista, roughly 3 sets. I'm still using 550, so I don't quite have enough, but I'm done making ballista. Excuse me, that was bad. I'm done making ballistas. What I'm making now is transporters and archers. So as you can see, I got a bunch of transporters queued up here, and then I've been making archers in all my other barracks. So that's why I have so many archers going now. I'm going to keep making archers, but actually I'm going to cease for the next day or two of making anything but workers. And you're like, why workers? Well, workers is what's needed to make flats or to make cities to make NPCs. And unfortunately, I only have 1,000, so I only can make 4 of them unless I take the time to recall them and stuff like that. But typically, you leave the workers in there and you just get rid of it because it'll take you forever if you try to recall your workers. They're really slow and stuff. So I'm gonna make a bunch of workers so I can NPC this area. And I got really sad news for you guys. I was trying to find some heroes, right? So when you find a hero, when you're hero farming, you recruit this guy, recruit this guy. Well, both of those guys are bad. So you go to your feasting hall. You're like, well, this guy's bad. His base is really bad. So you dismiss. Okay. Well, then he goes bye-bye. And if you look, the next hero that pops up is the top guy, right? And right now it's my queen. Well, it used to be Baxter, which was our second highest hero. Well, I didn't notice, and I went click dismiss, and I dismissed one of our best attack heroes. So he's gone. So yeah, it really sucks. But I'm going to explain what you can do to avoid that. What you can do is you can set your top guy as mayor, and then you won't be able to dismiss that person. I'm not even going to try to do it, but I'm almost 100% positive you can't dismiss your mayor because they're not idle. Okay? See, all these people are idle. It won't let you here. Let's just try it. We can actually try it this way. Let's put Miles. This is the guy we want to dismiss. Okay? We're going to put him as mayor, and we're going to try to dismiss Miles. Dismiss. Okay. Mayor's not idle, so you can't dismiss a mayor. So what you want to do is you want to set your top guy as mayor when you're doing hero farming like that. That way you can't dismiss one of your better guys, okay? So my queen is mayor, and I want to be able to dismiss them. If you're even more scared about it, what you can do is you can send all your other troops on farming attack. Send your farms out, and then they can't be dismissed because they're not idle either. But this works for me now. Unfortunately, we lost our other hero. I apologize. He was a pretty good hero. He was high up there, but his base was only a 68, which is good. I mean, a 68 base is pretty good, but 69 is best for the end. Well, the best for the end is 79, but it's like highly unlikely. I've gotten like a 74, I believe, for my queen, and I think my intel's kind of high, but my attacks are all 69 because that's the best you can really find. And you pretty much just go through here and you keep doing this. I mean, I don't click the right buttons every time, so we'll get rid of that guy until you find an attack that's reasonable that you want to keep. Typically, you want to find one with a high base. I like 69 because it's the highest. Oops, I don't want to change my area. But that's how you hero farm for good heroes. But right now I'm doing pretty good. I still got my best hero, so that's always solid. And it's always nice to have your politics hero at top, in my opinion. It just makes everything easier. But you can't change the order of this. It won't let you. I wish it would, but it doesn't. Because now when I appoint mayor, I would like my attack one to be next because that's the one I use the most. But it's not. It's my intel because that's who I got last, most recent. So, but that's how it works. I changed their names mainly because some of those it's confusing whenever you keep them as their original names. Usually I remember them, but I got tired of trying to remember who is who, so I just changed their names. And this is kind of the best way. This lets you know this is your best attack, this is your second attack, and your third. And the queen is the mayor. It's the politics hero. You could put politics if you wanted, and then intel, of course, is your research hero. Alright, so I want to make a bunch of workers so we can do that really quick. I'm just going to make like a big set of workers for all the barracks. We're going to set my biggest attack hero. Make sure she doesn't need to upgrade. She does not. And then we're going to go to our production. And if you notice, my production's pretty high now. That's because I changed over my farms completely, or our legitimate sawmill city now, as you can see. So that took a couple of days. But we got that done, and it looks nice. It really does. And we're about to add 3 more because we're going to Town Hall 8. It's not a big deal how fast you upgrade your town halls. Just keep in mind you want your resources up there. Okay, I like to have my resources like one above my town hall roughly, so you can have a pretty solid production if you know what I mean. All right, so we can build 26,000 workers because that's our idle population, and that's how much lumber we have. We have so much lumber, it's nice. So I don't want to build that many. I'm going to build about 15,000. I think will be a solid number. And then you can take 58 hours and divide that by, see, I have 11 barracks. So, I mean, we'll just split production and just make that many. And hopefully it doesn't take an awful long time. 6 hours, that's not bad. I don't like to do too many things more than 8 hours. I like to have them kind of popping out there. But as you can see, some of these are only 3 hours. It just depends on how many resources. I'm pretty good on resources recently because the market's helping me, and I have so much. Let me change my population back, and you see my full production. See, 292,000, so I'm loaded. One more thing, man, my voice is rough. I've been doing a lot of videos here recently, so my voice is taking a little bit of a beating. I want to do one more thing before we kind of start talking about anything else. I'm going to abandon this flat. It's really far out here, and I don't need it too much. So if someone teleported there, it wouldn't hurt me too bad. So I'm just going to abandon it. I want to open. And let's go ahead and attack a level 10 grassland. Let's give it a scout first. And this will finish this challenge here. And I'd like to kind of go ahead and get that done. And since we have a lot of archers, we should be able to take it out with all of our archers as long as it doesn't have cavalry. If it has cavalry, we may have to rethink about it. So we may have to go after another one because calves really hurt archers. So please no calves. Really? Really? My informatics is level 10, isn't it? I've upgraded my beacon's not very high, but my informatics is maxed. Like I like having high informatics so I can get scout reports like that. That is ridiculous. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send our intel hero. Maybe it's my beacon tower, but I thought beacon is used to send early warning of invasions, higher level. See, that's only if you're getting attacked, I believe. Let's see if an intel hero helped. No. Huh. Wow, guys, I apologize. That's kind of ridiculous. Where's a level 9? Let's see if we can find a level 9. This one's... Oh, here's a level 9. A desert's not what we want, but I would like to take over some forests, but they're all taking. Like every forest, even like level 2 forests are taking over. That's how important forests are right now. But I'm so high up in resources right now, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, of course, I'm wasting it. But lumber, I haven't looked at this. Oh, wow, lumber went down. I haven't looked at this in a couple days. But we're still at like a 5 to 13, so almost a 2.5 ratio. So we're still solid. Okay, so that one has a lot of calves at level 9, so we don't want to mess with that. That will hurt us big time. So we'll leave that alone. I hate the return reports, so I always delete them. Alright, so let's see if we can find a level 9 or level 10 somewhere near. And then I want to attack one because I believe that's the highest that we have not attacked. Battering ram. Yeah, see, a level 9. I would like to try to get us to level 9 today. If I can find one relatively close. Here's a level 10. Let's see if we can get a scout on it. I'll send my intel hero just for the heck of it. And we'll try to scout some more. Having scouts is really nice, mainly for transporting resources. Like I can transport about 80,000 resources to someone, and it only takes like up to 10 minutes, even if they're really, really far away. So, but if you had 100,000 scouts, that'd be even better. I cannot find any other, like you can kind of tell eventually the higher level the stuff is. But it's going to be mainly like lakes and stuff and deserts and swamps because no one's going to be taking those. Here's a level 10 lake. Lakes are good for getting rose medals. Unfortunately, I probably won't ever metal farm on this account because it's just a pain. I hate metal farming. We may do whenever I get the archers, we may do a quick tutorial in one video on how to metal farm, but it's not fun. I'm not gonna lie. You need about to really solid metal farm. You need about 200,000 archers, I say, to do a nice solid run of metal farming. but it's so unpredictable. Okay, that's a good one right there. We could take that. There's no, as long as there's not any cavalry, you're good. But if you don't want to attack any valleys with cavalry, because cavalry will hurt you. So that was the desert. This guy, oh, there we go. We're going to take the level 10 lake. Had pikemen and swordsmen. So we're going to send all of our archers, all of our warriors. We'll send about 10 of these here. And then I like to send one of each. I don't want to send any workers because it's going to add even more time to it. And we'll send our best attack hero there. And this, hopefully, I mean, we could get a rose medal from this, to be honest, but it just depends. But as long as there's no cabs in it, we're good to go. It'll take 5 minutes. And I think we have one more scout here. Let's just take a look. See, that one had cabs. You do not want to take those. Cavalry is ahead. Like, they're faster than most other troops besides scouts, which really doesn't make sense. But anyways, they'll stay ahead of the group, and they can, it'll make more rounds in the battle. So the more rounds you have, the more likely your archers are going to get hit by their archers. So it's good to attack without calves. If you just have foot troops, the troops are going to stop and then the archers get to fire, but they don't have any returning archers to fire on us. So that's the idea. And I mean, you can kind of play this all out like just by looking at their speeds. You keep their speeds into mind. Like their speeds are really important. That lays out like who goes what, when, first, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's good to kind of look at all their speeds and kind of keep who's ahead of who. And then you also got to think about like your technology and stuff like that to really get a battle concept into your brain. But it's difficult. Like the beginning of this game when I first started, it was rough. All right, so I think we got more scouts returning. Those troops are carrying on. This guy over here, he has still loads of food. I've been plundering him like crazy. Here's my last attack that happened like half an hour ago. I got 13 million food and 6 million stone, and he's still loaded. He still has all kinds of it. The thing is, his loyalty's at 57, okay? Now, I took down his walls. His walls are gone, except Abatis. But Abatis, as you can see, Abatis only triggers cavalry. So his walls are gone, but he still has like 5,000 archers. So with those archers, I got to keep that in mind. When his loyalty gets down to 5, his gates will open and his archers will be able to fire at me. Okay, so whenever his loyalty gets really low, I got to pay attention. Also, the lower his loyalty gets and the higher this public grievance trend gets, then his city will start rioting. And if his city starts rioting, his food's just going to go bye-bye, if you know what I mean, okay? So I need to try to attack this guy as much as possible and try to get his food before they start rioting. So they're probably already rioting because I've been noticing the food's been going down more and more on my scout reports. Like, let's take a look. And, like, this is without me attacking him, okay? So, like, either someone else is attacking him or he's rioting. So, let's see. Here's scout report here. But I attacked him twice in between. But we'll take a look at this scout report if it'll load. All right, so he's at 231 million food, okay? His lumber and stuff always stays max, pretty much. And that was on hats there. Okay, that was this one. I'll check mark it. And then there's an attack report there, so that means I attacked him. Let's see if we can go back a little bit more. All right, so here's a double one, and they're a couple hour or a day or so difference. So let's look at both of these instead. What? What does invalid request mean? Okay, that's okay. It's not. I think it's because I still have this one check marked or something. Why is it doing that? Or maybe it's too old. Like, they delete reports eventually, but here's one. If it'll let me go at it. All right, so he's at 2.5 or 257 million, and that was a scout report there. And then we have one down here. This is at 22. And I didn't attack him in between this. And let's see if it changes once it loads. Okay, this must be attack report then. So yeah, that was my first attack report. I don't know if I have double scout reports anywhere. I'm not for sure if he's right. It's hard to really tell if he's riding or not, to be honest. But I'll be able to tell eventually. Especially, one way to tell is if his troops change. When you scout him and his troops change, that means his city's riding. I would say I think that's the best way to be able to tell. I got this resource package for some reason. I don't know. I've never seen it before, but I haven't played in a while. So we're just gonna grab that thing. I think it's like 10,000 of each resources or something, which is like worthless to me. But oh well. Oh, please give me a Holy Helm of Mars. Oh, it got it! Yes! 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 Okay, we got it. Alright, let's go ahead and use the other one. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we got it. Okay, Holy Helm of Mars. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorites amulet things. Like the things off the amulet. Oh, now the next thing we have to pray for is an attack hero. Oh, that's 106,000. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright, let's go to chat. Yeah, I've been talking a little bit. Holy Helm of Mars. Pray for attack. Our heroes actually ended up attacking, so let's go ahead and grab these. We get a bunch of food. I can't believe we got one. More food. So that colony is completely done, and that's awesome. Can we see the? Oh, we got to go up here to see the report. Okay. Oh wow, we only had 2 casualties. That is really good. I figured we'd have more casualties than that. I bet I know what the casualty was. It was probably. Well, I don't want to reinforce it. Let's actually look at our army movement and let's take a look at it. I bet the casualty was it was the Cafatrak and the cavalry because they're in front, right? And then my archers just rain down on their pikemen and swordsmen while my Cafatrak and cavalry stop them. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But we're gonna recall, and then I don't need this valley at all. I'd actually rather take a flat, so I'll abandon it later. Okay, guys. So here's the moment of truth. We gotta make sure we have an open. Okay, we have an open feasting hall. Holy Helm of Mars. The thing is about this, guys, it's a level 36 to 50 hero. Okay, so the attribute's over 80, which is insane, but it still could be a bad hero. Okay. It just depends. I believe it still can be a bad hero. Yes. Oh, anyways, apply. Okay, let's see what we got. A politics hero. No. Why? I'm going to pull up my calculator here and we'll see exactly what we got. But a politics hero is not what we wanted. It's still better than the one we have. Barely. It's not better. It is because of the leveling. So it's a base 87, which is insane. So that's a really good base. The problem is there really isn't a problem. What sucks is that it's a politics hero, guys. It's a politics hero. Oh, it makes me so sad. What you could do is you could redistribute and hopefully get a base 89, but it's not worth it, especially with the politics hero. It's not worth it at all. But you could do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to ditch our queen because it's not needed. It kind of sucks because now our queen's at the bottom, and that's going to be a pain. That means I can actually lose a hero. But I know this person's better, but it's pointless keeping both of them. He'll level up probably a couple hits at an NPC, and he'll be ahead of her. So we're just going to go ahead and ditch the queen. And then since this one's a guy, I guess we can name him King now. So we'll name him King. And then a base 87 is really good. But oh my gosh, it never gives you an attack hero. It never does. Oh, it's so sad. But anyways, there we go. and it's really good to always reward your heroes. They're less likely to revolt and run away. So, but that's about it, guys, for this. I think we've done about everything. One thing I've thought about doing is the $5 for 25 cent worth deal. It's actually, you get 20 bucks in total, but it's a really cheap thing to do, and I might end up doing it later on, especially if I want to find a better location than what I got. But it just depends. Right now I'm pretty good with where we're at, but we may end up doing that within the next couple episodes. But that's all I got for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later.